Welcome to your Divine Mountain show and your live show for today, December the 6th, 2001. And here's with me, Karen McCoy.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here.
We are going to go through Intel right now, and then we're going to go after the Intel. Then we're going to go to the PowerPoint presentation. We're going to start with this. Before I mention what is this article is all about, I would like to address something that was brought to me in my Telegram group. I have received several emails concerning one of my jet, which name I'm not going to mention in this show. I'm not going to mention his name, but I'm going to mention the issue, and I will tell you why I'm not going to do anything about it. So, in my last Telegram, we had a discussion with one of my jet. He's well known that he's an oppressed individual. He feels oppressed. He feels victimized for this so-called racist system that we have. And before I mention the situation, I mentioned the divorce papers. If you watch my video, the divorce papers does not mean to divorce your wife, although sometimes you actually will have to do that. But divorcing, the word divorcing means detach, get away from whatever you sign a contract, because as you know, marriage is a contract, right?
Yes, it is.
So the Lord told me that we need to divorce from our past and anything that detain us from happiness in the present and start all over again. And what did he call divorce the situation? He called it divorce because this has been thoughts and feelings and baggage that we've been dragging through all our lives to the point that we made them part of our lives. So when you marry a woman, it's part of your life, right?
Yes, it is.
So that's the reason why the Lord asked us to get away from this eternal baggage that we've been dragging all our lives. Sign a contract. That's what the Lord asked us to sign, a white paper and a contract. Sign it and said, Lord, I'm signing the divorce papers for everything that's stopping me to be happy, everything that's stopping me to be a better human being and a better Christian. And the Lord told me that once we do that, He will make this signature be signed in heaven. And I think I made it very clear. I'm going to ask you, Karen, did I make myself clear?
I think it was very clear, Ben,
Okay.
and the majority of people really did take it to heart. I received a lot of emails as well.
Okay.
In communication. People
All right,
were
I got it.
so happy and feeling relieved afterwards, literally feeling changed.
Yeah, so I'm going to read a message, just one message that somebody sent me regarding this individual in my chat room. I'm going to read it because I receive a lot of hundreds of emails and message regarding this situation. And it says like this. He mentioned the name of the guy in Telegram. So the message goes like this. This individual obviously has problems. He ruined our day yesterday, both during the Intel call and afterwards all day on chat. He's out of control and he's interfering with the chat room, basically demanding everyone listening to him. He was rude to you, talking over you, and continued during the entire time. Many people listen while they are at work and want to focus on Intel only. We're not here to listen to an intruder. We need our time with you. People who have deep psychological problems don't even consider that they are affecting our precious time with you. He is rude, inconsiderate, and obnoxious. I hope this is stopped. I don't understand why he has allowed to go on. And with his own agenda, his ego, without being scolded and booted. I hope Nicholas, Karen, and you will address his actions today. If he interrupts and shows no respect for you and the rest of us, he continued to harass our group members all day. He has no respect for others. He refused to stop and continue his attacks towards those who has been members for many years. Respectfully, please remove him from Green Light, Benny. All right. So the problem with this individual is that he feels that he lives in a country with a racist system. He feels that that white people are the problem. Am I right?
He does, yes. I agree.
So I have addressed this issue with him many times. I have already, like I said, hundreds of emails and messages asking me to remove this guy in Telegram. But something in my heart is telling me not to remove him. Mm-hmm. And the reason is that he is not the reason. He is not the reason of all the problems in my Telegram. He is a product of a massive brainwash campaign to bring us and divide us into this problem. And what is the problem in the campaign, in the agenda? Division. Mm-hmm. The agenda is to divide us because the enemy wants to divide us and then conquer us. I've been talking about this for the last 6 years, going to 7. That the media, the so-called black leaders, white, Jewish, and many so-called Christians are collaborating to make us believe that we live in a racist society. That white people is the number one problem. That we live in a very unfair country and use us, manipulate us, because the white man and white woman must be on top of everybody. I've been talking about this for the last 6 years, going through 7. Mm-hmm. And up to this day, this man does not get the message. And maybe, just maybe, he will get it this time. Because this news is not new. Hail Mary. Jussie Smollett takes witness stand to refute accusation. He orchestrated a fake hate crime. We all know for evidence that this man orchestrated a hate crime for 2 reasons. 1, for being black, and 2, for being gay. He created the problem. He invented the problem. He made this lie. And why are you listening to me, my brother in Christ? The guy that many people want me to kick him out. Why? Because it's part of the agenda. The agenda is to make you an eternal victim for being black. That's the agenda. As long as you believe that you were born in a country, in a fair country, that were racist, that created all these things against you. It doesn't matter how much money you will get very soon. You will always be, I'm going to say that's this word because that's exactly how 80 to 90% of all black people call each other. You will always be a nigga. Maybe you will understand it this way. The new nigga is not you. The new nigga is white people. Yes, white people is the new nigga. And why? Take a look around. Take a look around. The oppressor is now being oppressed. The oppressor, the eternal oppressor, the one who put you in a state of victimized, instead of a slave, now is being oppressed. They cannot speak out. And if they ever speak out, he's a racist. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, by being oppressed as the white people, you're a slave owner. Listen to this. You're a slave owner. And put them in the same situation you felt you all your life that you were and you still are. That does not make you free. It brings the worst from you. It brings hate from your heart. Hate is the one primary spirit that is right now conquering everybody. Hate. I hate you for being black. I hate you for being white. I hate you for saying the word nigga. I hate you for being like this. I hate you for that. I hate you for this. I hate you for being Republican. I hate you for being Democrat. Hate. That's the spirit. And you cannot become righteous by hating. The biggest love, the biggest power is love. The biggest energy that will take us further to our heaven is love. The biggest agenda for us to reset our mind and our lives is love. I've been affected by hate. I've been affected, and I still am, I've been affected by anger. And why? Because the month of December is a month of low energy and high energy. Going up, going down. Going up, going down. In the month of December, this December, I just had a huge argument with my mother as she interrupted my show. She just can't understand it. And I was stupid enough to raise my voice on her. And why? Because I am a human being. I'm not perfect. Knowing that this month is going to be really difficult to control us, ourselves, I did what I did. I told everyone in my chat room, be careful when you go shopping. You're going to find a lot of people that are going to be triggered. And God forbid that this triggering can cause them to pull a gun and start shooting people.
Violence.
I told everybody that. And why? Because I know how the energies are working right now. This case from this man is the example of the agenda from the cabal. The agenda is not to bring up the truth. The agenda is to create the truth, create the reality, create a fake reality, create a fake reality. The fake reality that you were born and brought up into a racist system. a racist country, a racist constitution with racist presidents. Racist. Bringing up the card of racism all the time. And it does not matter how much time I spend on this topic. Listen to me, my brother in Christ. You will always be a slave. You will always be a slave as long as you listen to the devil and their agenda and you follow their agenda. When you watch all this news on media, TV, radio, internet, anywhere, and you're listening all the time, you will become to actually believe it, because that's what repetition does. Repetition makes you a believer. It's not about truth. It's about what they created. They are spreading hate among each other, and that's why this nation is being separated, because there's hate in the hearts of almost every American. That's what you get. That's what you're getting. You're getting hate in your heart. And it doesn't matter if you come back to me and try to explain it to me. You're not getting it. And I don't think you will get it. And not because you're stupid, it's because you rather feel more comfortable feeling that you are a victim than a free man. God will not put a gun in your head and make you a believer. Neither he will put a gun in your head and make you believe that what I'm telling you is the truth. It's your choice. People are asking me to kick you out, and this is my answer. I will not kick you out. And why? Because you're not the problem. You're part of the problem. You're not the racist. You are a victim of racism. Yes, you are a victim of racism. Because that's exactly what they want you to believe. That's exactly what they want you to believe. It's your choice. You want to become free? Stop thinking that way.
It's programming, Ben.
Yeah. So you're not the problem, man. You're not the devil. You've been the victim of devil. That's what I like to practice. Tolerance. Mm-hmm. I like to practice tolerance. I know you're screaming from the bottom of your heart, listen to me, listen to me. Yes, we are listening to you, but we're seeing the same thing. You're being stubborn. You don't want to understand the situation. You don't want to stop and think twice what you're saying. What Martin Luther King did when there was real racism, you never learned it, did you? He came out on the streets, he protested against racism, and he did it with the most beautiful power of all. Love. He used love against hate. And he conquered. He conquered the hearts of racists. He conquered the heart of the whole world. That is why they killed him. He used the biggest power of all, love. When every single man and woman will look at you at the contents of your spirit, the contents of your heart, and not the contents of the color of your skin. But you didn't learn anything from him, did you? Because you were too busy listening to the media, to your so-called leaders. We got hundreds of thousands of black millionaires, not to mention multimillionaires, not to mention billionaires of the same color of your skin. Because the last time I checked, when there was racism, there was no black fortunate enough to become rich. Now we got hundreds of thousands of black men within the United States who are very rich.
Richer than me.
And listen to me. We got a lot of black billionaires, black millionaires, and they're promoting racism. Yeah, they are promoting racism. What's the name of that player? Name I always keep forgetting. You know who I'm talking about? Kaepernick? Is it Kaepernick or Kaepernick? Yeah, I think it's Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
He's a millionaire. And what is his agenda? Make you believe that he will stand until his country stands. Listen what I'm going to say, Kai. Listen what I'm going to say. Listen to me. I saw Jim Carrey talking bullshit about him. Yes. He was receiving an award. I think they gave him the Charlie Chaplin Award. And he brought up, he's a big liberal, right? He brought up how unjust the United States is with immigrants. That conservative people, we hate immigrants. And I was like looking at it, and I had another liberal from Pakistan. And he said, you see that? That's the truth. I said, yes, it is the truth. Because the last time I checked, we hate Canadians. That's what I hate having carrying in my show. Yes, that's true. We hate Canadians. We hate Canadians. We hate Salvadorians. We hate Mexicans. We hate everyone who comes to this country. And then he goes, you see? So you admitted that you hate your own race. Is that what you really believe, man? He looked at me and said, yeah, you believe everything, right? You believe all the bullshit that they tell you. Coming from a multimillionaire idiot from Canada who came to this country when nobody gave a fuck about him. And he became famous and rich. The same guy is praising another idiot who became a millionaire. God forbid that you believe that you're living in a good country that was good enough to provide you with this good fortune to become rich. God forbid. He said, I will stand. He said, I will stand when my country stands for me. This is my answer for Kaepernick and Jim Carrey. Listen, idiots. I would like to see you taking the knee while the national anthem of China goes on. Let's see what's going to happen to you. You will not even leave the day. You hear me that? Both of you retards? You will not even leave the day that you will tell the whole world, I took the knee when the Chinese anthem came out. You will already be dead. You are so fucking privileged to live in this country, to be even call yourself Americans, and stand and insult the same country who have given you everything you have ever dreamed of. We're not a retards. We know your agenda. We know your agenda, and Jim Carrey is supposed to. Jim Carrey, you know what? I'm telling you right now. Mm-hmm. Jim Carrey should take his right to be an American and be deported for insulting this country. Because I don't see myself doing that to Canada. I don't see myself doing that to Mexico. I don't even see myself doing that to El Salvador. And I'm Salvadorian, I'm born Salvadorian. And I left El Salvador because they were persecuting young people. I was a child. And even though I was persecuted by this criminal government, trying to kill me because I was just a child and a potential terrorist, a guerrilla, I, to this day, it has been 25 or 30 years since the Civil War. To this day, I have not accused the government. Because the country stands for liberty, freedom, and God. Those are the three pillars in my country. Liberty, freedom, and God. And union. Liberty, union, and God. I'm sorry for that. Liberty, union, and God. Those are the three pillars of the country. Liberty, union, and God. What are the pillars in the United States? Unity and God and freedom. Those are the three pillars of our country. And when you listen to Democrats and people like Jim Carrey and Jussie Smollett and many others, you're not standing for the values of the United States of America. You want to destroy the United States of America. That's what you need to do. When you see multimillionaires, white and black, promoting hate among each other, that's an agenda. It's an agenda to bring us against each other. Because the moment that we all become united in the United States, nobody can beat us. Nobody will be able to beat us. That's what they don't want. So once again, to the guy in my Telegram group, I'm not going to kick you out. I have received many requests for that. I'm asking you to one more time, for the last time. Just take a look at this news. This guy, he lied to the whole world that he was attacked by somebody because he was black and because he was gay. He accused the guy to be a follower for Donald J. Trump. And if you go back to Jim Carrey, Kaepernick, whatever his name is, in almost every single Democrat, they will tell you that this man is a victim and he never made up anything. But facts don't care about your feelings. Facts don't care about the color of your race. Facts don't care about what you believe it is the truth. Facts are evidence. I was listening to Kevin Owens, and she said that she had to put the biggest problem in the United States based on facts. The KKK will not be in the list. Yes, I believe it. I believe that very, very, very deep. Why the KKK will not be in the list? Because the KKK is not a majority, bro. The KKK have been minimized. They're not a majority. They have no power at all in our government. They have power over you, though. When you see every single white man and white woman around you, they have power over you. They're not letting you shine, bro. And as long as you feel as the eternal victim, you will be the eternal slave. Jussi Smollett took the witness stand on Monday of his trial when he was facing charges accusing him for staging a racist anti-gay attack on himself and lying to Chicago police about it. The former actor from the TV show Empire was terrified Monday that as the trial entered his second week and near a finish. Two brothers testified last week that Smollett, who is gay and black, orchestrated a hoax to get publicity. They said that he paid them to fake the January 2019 attack in downtown Chicago. Smollett's attorney argued the attack was real and that the brothers made up the story about a hoax that asked Smollett for $1 million each to not testify against him at a trial. The charges carry a possible sentence of 3 years in prison, though legal experts said that 39-year-old Smollett is more likely to get probation and be ordered to perform community service. All right. So I'm going to prove it to you that this month you need to be careful. Because there's going to be the climax. This is why this month-end show is called the great finale or the grand finale. We're going to get into the climax between December and January, according to the new elite. Okay? So now let's go to the PowerPoint. All right, so we're back. I'm sorry. Before we go to the PowerPoint, I need to bring this up because this is a something that I need to bring it up. It is important. And why it's important? Because God told us years ago that there was something going to happen in England. And it's involved the RB.
Okay.
The Lord told us years ago about the 12 days of Christmas, right?
Yes, he did.
Then he showed me who created the 12 days of Christmas. The 12 days of Christmas was created by children in that country because there was a king back in that time who prohibited the celebration of Christmas. And those kids, they were Catholic. It's a Catholic song. And they bring in that song 12 blessings. And if you hear the song, you will understand those blessings. They sound weird, stupid, but those are blessings. Right, Karen?
It's subliminal messages, yes. It's the way they communicated and rejoiced in the Lord without actually saying.
Yeah, they use subliminal messages. Because back then, the king did not allow anybody to celebrate Christmas. Now, whether you like Christmas or not, that's not the question. Whether you think Christmas is a pagan day, that is not the question. Because you're just a minority. The rest and the big majority of all, they don't care about what you believe. They just care about that Christmas is come from God. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you're just part of the minority. But that's what it is. So why did the Lord told us this? Well, first of all, the Lord told us that to pay attention whatever happened in England. I'm not going to mention the intel that I share in my Telegram because I'm going to get in trouble. But take a look at this article. The governor of the central bank welcomes the opening of branches of British banks inside Iraq.
Awesome.
And this came out today, December the 6th.
They did say they were open for business, Ben.
Mm-hmm. The governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Mustafa Khaled Makki, welcomed the opening of branches of British banks in Iraq. An statement issued by the central bank received by Al-Tisa News said that the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Mustafa Khaled Makki, met the British ambassador in Baghdad and discussed banking relations and ways to develop them. The governor welcomed the opening of branches of British banks in Iraq and the opening of opposite accounts to facilitate trade exchange between the two countries. Mm-hmm. For his part, the ambassador stressed the necessity of banking cooperation and providing technical assistance to the Central Bank of Iraq, especially in the field of financial digitization. When they're talking about this, because they're going to go cashless, guys.
Digitize, yep.
The ambassador also touched on the white paper document, economic reform, and the priorities implementing this plan, where His Excellency, the governor, emphasized the implementation of reforms regarding the automation of border crossing, customs, and taxes. Notice that they're talking about everything I've been talking about in my intel. Number one.
I was thinking that. White paper's economic
the
reform.
The white paper, that's the number one. The second thing is the digitalization of the economy. That's the number two. And number three, they talking about the reforms. I told you there cannot be a reevaluation without reforms.
Exactly.
So all those things are coming right now. So the ambassador praised the new building of the central bank as the governor invited him to attend the opening ceremony and building up upon his completion. So it's important because the Lord told us to take a look at England within the 12 days of Christmas.
It
means
we interpreted
this.
It. We had to interpret it. Yeah.
It means this. Listen to me. When it says 12 days of Christmas, we need to count down 12 days behind Christmas. That would lead us to what day, Karen?
Christmas is, on the 25th. That would lead us to the 13th.
The 13th. But beginning the 12th, we need to watch England.
Yes.
We need to watch England, and we need to count 12 days before Christmas. Because the Lord told us to watch England, and He said it was supposed to trigger. You know what it is. I'm not going to mention it. Okay, so the Lord's giving us signals. And by the way, about signals, this is something that I told Johnny from Currency 365 about this. I was leaving home. I had to take my sister. And when I woke up, I listened to the word signal. And then I thought that it was my head. I didn't think it was God talking to me. Then the second time, I got out from the restroom, took a shower, get out from the restroom, and I saw my sister watching TV before I left, before I took her home. And then when I saw her watching the TV, as I was getting out the bathroom, I heard the word signal from the TV. Signal. That was the second time I heard signal. Then I approached the door and left with my sister. I had to take her. So I went to my garage. And as I was climbing, I was coming down the stairs, I hear the word signal again. So I asked myself, I said, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? I turned around and I prepared to go down the stairs. And I saw this. I saw those magnet pins that you put in the refrigerator in the door. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And I saw it and I go, okay. And then my sister just came along and she said, signal. And then I counted the times that I heard signal. It was 4 times.
Yeah.
Then this was the first stair. Okay? Mm-hmm. This was the first stair. So I start counting like an idiot the stairs downstairs. And I counted 11.
Awesome.
So 4 times I hear the word signal, and 11 are the stairs that I went down. I got 4, I got 11. The symbol, the sign, the signal. Okay, so maybe this week we're going to have good news about money. Do you understand now?
Definitely in December, right?
Definitely in December, yes.
I think that's, it's interesting for people that don't know how God communicates with us. This is a great example, Ben. Mm-hmm. It sounds hokey to people that don't know God, but God does it. He makes it interesting,
It's mystery.
Beats, right?
Yeah. All right. Now for real, we're going to go to that PowerPoint. Okay. So welcome to your PowerPoint. This is your month end PowerPoint live presentation. December, the grand finale. And we hope that it is the grand finale, but according to what the elites are telling me, it's going to be huge. Okay?
Oh.
Now, am I saying that RB will happen in December? No, I'm not saying that. Okay? I'm not assuring something. But I'm going to give you evidence. You want me to give you evidence?
I'd love it.
All right, let's look the evidence. Maybe the evidence will lead us to a blessing this month. Maybe. Okay? So, the topics we're going to address are the following. We are going to address the eclipse, the transformation, the real changes, and the climax for the month of December. Recently, there was a solar eclipse back in December the 4th. Today is December the 6th. Why am I bringing these events for those who don't know? Because this is intel from the elite, and they work on astronomy. They base the energy that they get for this movement of the stars and planets to bring and conclude and basically change the manifestations and change the whole paradigm, change the reality in our world. Mm-hmm. And why do they do that? I need to remember you this. Because what the Bible says is 100% the truth. We are living a war that is not based on material stuff. It's based on spiritual.
Yes, true.
Spiritual war. So that's why they do this. They do this. And they do whatever they want to do to base and transform the war by manipulating energies. So the eclipse that happened back in December the 4th is going to bring us to this new reality. And the new reality is about what I told you from the very beginning. If we want changes in our world, we need destruction. Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
We need destruction because after the destruction, we will have the transformation. And the transformation, the second topic of this presentation. Mm-hmm. The whole year has been about transformation. This month has been assigned for a reason. The same reason has been assigned each month. And each month has a different topic. And they call it differently for a reason. Because I've been telling you the plans and the agenda of the elites to bring their agenda into reality. What is that got to do with all of us in the Netherlands? Everything. Everything has to do with this. They have something that they cannot manipulate, people. There's a event that happens every single time before something happens that the world changes. And this is something that is called the collective thinking. The collective thinking is saying to the whole humanity, something is about to happen again. Mm-hmm. And the world will never be the same again. That's what everybody's saying. You don't believe me? Ask people, do you believe that you're feeling something, that something's going to happen? And they will tell you most of the time that yes, they do, but they don't know what's going to happen.
Even the prophets say that.
Even the prophets are saying that. So that's the transformation. After the destruction that we will have the transformation. And the collective thinking is telling you right now that your life is not going to be the same again. That the world will never be the same again. Now, if you are a negative person, you might think that, yes, we're going to find out that the whole RB stuff, it was a scam. And yes, we are going to be in a worse situation and nothing's going to change. If you are a person who loves to navigate in this negative vibration. If you are a positive person, then you will think that maybe this month we're going to have the RB. We're going to have the blessing, the wealth transfer, etc., etc. And if you don't necessarily need to be a positive person, but you need to be a open-minded person, you'll be between these two things. You will not be surprised if by this month you're going to be blessed, or your life will change forever. It's all about what you believe. And as Christians, we need to understand and come to an agreement that we must have faith that God will bring us this blessing.
Exactly.
Because God is going to please us through our faith, and He will bring us joy. So this month of December, we will see the climax, the involvement of this transformation. We will see evidence of what I've been talking about for the last year. We will see the real changes as we discuss it in every single month. We will see a big, huge drop of cryptos. And then we will see hundreds of thousands of multi-millionaires coming from cryptos beginning December and January. It is part of the agenda of the elites. They want to rise up cryptos, bring it down to a point, and then rise up again and make more millions of multimillionaires around the world. Those are the real changes that the elites are expecting for the month of December and January.
Okay.
The real changes are right in front of us. And like I said, I'm going to give you evidence.
And it's important to be aligned with those changes, Ben.
Yes.
Not just watch them, but align yourself.
So those changes, I'm going to start with the cryptos. And right now, they're going to implement different payment systems. They are right now implementing it. It's just that you have not paid attention, but we having new payment systems as part of the new paradigm. We are seeing right now, as we're speaking, banking reforms. Those are real changes. They're going to adopt digital currencies, and some of them will adopt cryptos. Then we will see banks being part of this continuous changes of values of paper currency. I'm giving you intel. We will see central banks getting involved into paper currencies as the trend of how much a paper currency will revalue. They will adopt paper currencies to bring new services and products for you to make money.
Interesting.
Then, as part of that transformations and the involvements of those transformations and the destroy of those transformations, we will see shift and changes in our government. What kind of changes? I don't think I'm going to get in trouble if I tell you this, but I will tell you. We ain't going to have any more Joe Biden. Watch. I know it's hard for you to believe
will be
this.
happy, Ben.
I know you will be very angry about this. Some of them will be not even believing what I'm telling you, but I'm telling you, I'm on the record. Then, because of all these changes, this continued fear that the cabal is giving you about new viruses coming out, they want to bring you into years in these viruses problems. Just like I told you months ago, years ago, about a year and a half ago, I told you that they're going to bring us into many years into viruses, because that was the agenda of the cabal. They want to put the fear in you because this Omicron virus, which has not been scientifically proven that it's killing people, and they're going to bring another and another and another. But it doesn't matter how much the cabal is trying to put fear in your heart about viruses and new Delta viruses or whatever they want to introduce. By the end of April 2022, there will be no more viruses. Did I make myself clear?
Very clear. Awesome.
So those world's events are coming. In the world's event that we're looking for in the month of December and January involves wars between countries.
Okay.
Involves wars in our country. Involves terrorist attacks around the world. Involves protests, riots on the streets around the world, in our country and in Iraq. That was my mother. So we're going to have all that stuff coming up in the month of December through January.
Okay.
Okay? So that's coming. Those are the real changes we're going to see. Now let's talk about.
Be afraid.
Yes, so don't be afraid. So we are going to see now the climax. We've been waiting for the climax, and they promised me that the climax we will see through the month of December and January. So, like I said, we're going to see huge changes in our government as the climax, get in place. Also, let me tell you something that I've almost forgot to mention. Let's talk about the government.
Okay.
They told me that they're going to prove abuse of power in the government.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Abuse of power in the government. And they're going to use it against the government to remove the government. Abuse of power. Okay?
Yep.
So I'm giving you intel and I'm giving you evidence. Watch as everything turns out in the news. They will mention abuse of power.
Okay.
Then these events will shock you and changes the following year. As we see those changes take us to the climax in the month of December and January, those events will reflect the rest of the year, the end of the year and the next year.
Oh, it's going to change the whole flow.
And because we are going to be in the climax, in the month of the climax, this is the month of high anger. A lot of people, even you, even Carrie, will be anger.
Mm-hmm.
The signs all around us, you're going to see a lot of anger, ups and down. And by January, it will be the month of high healing.
Beautiful.
After we have all the anger, all the riots, all these things happening, we're finally going to have the month of healing to bring us together as a country, not as a political party. So just relax, sit down and enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the beginning. And this was your Divine Intel for today, December the 6th. This is my online store, thedivineintel.com, where you can get shirts. We just loaded the new shirt says "Guns Don't Kill People. Alec Baldwin Kills People." Also, she's going to get, Karen is going to get more designs in my store. And as they're coming out, I will promote them. Okay? Also,
Great.
All right, so you can go to thedivineintel.com and support us by buying this good stuff, these good t-shirts. Okay? Also, if you're not in my Telegram group, you're going to find the link in my English Telegram group, and also going to add the Spanish Telegram group underneath the box in YouTube. And that's about it. Also, if you don't want to be my show on Telegram 3 days a week, maybe you would like to join Patreon, and you will see the videos uploaded all my Intel, and you can access those videos at any time without worrying of being me coming up in a time that you were not available to attend, right?
That's true. That's true.
So,
and they can listen over and over again and go back and review.
If you don't have the $10 a month for the video, you can just pay $5 for the audio only.
Mm-hmm. And it's great.
All right, so this is it, and this was your Divine Free Show. I hope that you have get the information from the month that the elites are expecting. We got all the signals. We got prophets talking about the month of December and the month of January.
It's going to be interesting to see what they're predicting by the Spirit of God for 2022. We should be getting prophetic words about 2022, see who's accurate and who's not.
Exactly. But I'm on the record. I give you my signal, the $sign.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you and everybody. I will see you next time this week, if time's allows, because next week I'm saying goodbye because I'm leaving the country.
And Ben will be having a live chat on the Telegram Divine Chat Room.
Yes.
On Wednesday,
Yep.
probably at 11 a.m. If they want to join, then the link is below.
That's right.
And they can talk to you directly.
When I come back. Okay? When I come back from my trip. I am scheduled to come back in 2 weeks, but maybe I'm going to have to stay longer.
Okay.
I'm not sure. All right. Thank you, guys. God bless you. God keep you. And I see you next time.